I'm here today to add two fractions together. We're going to look at an example that is usually about grade D on a GCSE paper. Let's think about two fractions that you might be asked to add together. Let's look at 2/3 plus 1/5. Typical question, GCSE exam paper. We've got to think to ourselves, what is the difficulty of that question? So when you look at those fractions, you look at the denominators, the numbers on the bottom, and you see that they're different. When the denominators are different, we've got a problem, we've got a question to ask ourselves. How do you add denominators that are different? You have to think equivalent fractions. So I'm going to write down a key word over here that is equivalent. What does equivalent fraction mean? Equivalent means the same as. So we want two fractions that are worth the same as these two, but have the same denominator. Okay, let's have a look and see how we might achieve that. Over here, I'm going to draw a fraction that is 2/3. So if you can imagine a piece of pizza, a rectangular piece of pizza, and I like pizza, we're going to eat these two slices here. And somebody else, let's say, somebody a bit chubby, let me think of Mr. Ashmore Short. He also likes pizza, but as he's on a diet, he's only going to eat 1/5 of his pizza, as I said, because he's a bit chubby. So let's colour in 1/5 of that pizza. Now, I want to add my piece of pizza to Mr. Ashmore Short's small piece of pizza, but we've got a problem. They're not the same size. So what we have to do is to create pieces that are the same size. How are we going to do that? Now, if we looked at this pizza, what I might be able to do, if you can see it sliced this way, if I slice it across like this, I'm still eating these two nice pieces of pizza, but I'm eating them in smaller chunks. So we can have a look at this pizza and say, well, that was 2/3. It's now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 smaller slices. And I'm going to eat 10 of them. So I can say that 2/3 is the same as 10 15ths. So under my main sum here, I can now write 2/3 is also 10 15ths. Now we're going to look at the smaller piece of pizza, and we can see that this pizza is sliced this way. If I do this to it, and slice it downwards, I've now cut that pizza into the same size pieces as the one above. So this, what was 1/5, it's still a fifth because I haven't changed the amount of pizza, the meagre amount of pizza that chubby Mr. Ashmore Short's going to eat, is now 3 15ths. Okay, so I've now changed this to 10 15ths plus 3 15ths. Now hopefully from your previous lesson, on your previous work of adding fractions, you've been taught that when the denominator of the fractions are the same, you can actually go ahead and add the numerators. So we can add those successfully now because we leave the denominators alone. You can see here we've got 10 pieces here, plus these 3 pieces here. That gives us 13 pieces altogether. The unit, or the denominator, is 15ths, and we have 13 15ths. I wonder, can we just recap that now and look at this, rather than having to draw a diagram each time. I wonder, could we find a way to translate or create 15ths out of thirds, just using the numbers? So let's have a look. I've got 2/3 plus 1/5. To create our new denominator, what we could do is to think, what number do 3 and 5 both divide into? What can we change the 3 and the 5 into so that we can get the piece sizes the same? Multiplying those numbers together works every time. 3 times 5 is 15, 3 times 5 is 15. This first fraction has to be equivalent to 2/3. So you ask yourself, what did I multiply 3 by to get 15? You multiplied it by 5. So if I multiply that by 5, as we know from equivalent fractions, I've got to do the same to the numerator. So we multiply the numerator by 5 and we get 10. So 2/3 is 10/15. Now we look at 1/5. What did we multiply 5 by to get 15? We multiplied it by 3. So you have to do the same to the numerator. So we take this numerator and multiply it by 3 and you get 3/15. So we've just rewritten 2/3 plus 1/5 as 10/15 plus 3/15. It's now straightforward, very easy. Leave the denominator alone, add the numerators, 13/15. And that's how to add fractions.